Hey ladies, welcome back. Today we're diving into one of the most exciting and often misunderstood sides of intimacy, rough sex. Now before your mind goes to handcuffs or things you've seen in films, I want to take a step back and really explore what men secretly long for in the bedroom and why it's not really about being dirty, but more about being intentional. Because here's the truth. There's a side of men we rarely talk about. A side that doesn't just want to be wanted, but devoured. A part of him that doesn't always want soft and gentle, but sometimes craves bold, daring, no apology energy from you. Yes, you. The confident woman who can step in, take charge of the moment, and make him completely lose control. And no, this isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about letting out a part of yourself that's already within you, that bold, brave part of you that knows exactly how to stir up the kind of passion that leaves him speechless, shaking, and desperate for more. You become the woman who doesn't just give him pleasure, but owns the moment like it belonged to her from the beginning. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 rough sex moves men not only enjoy, but often secretly imagine. And we're not just talking about the physical. These moves tap into something deeper. They're part emotional, part raw, and 100% unforgettable when done with the right touch. They awaken a side of a man that rarely gets expressed in daily life. And believe me, when you explore that space with confidence, care, and sensual presence, you'll see him fall apart in ways he didn't even see coming. So if you're ready to learn how to push his buttons in all the right ways and become the fantasy he never saw coming, stay right here with me. Let's talk about a move that drives him wild and how you can bring it with confidence, precision, and your own feminine edge. One powerful move is the sudden pin and whisper. There's something about mixing surprise with closeness that sparks deep desire in a man. And this move is all about building that perfect mix of shock and heat. One rough move men secretly crave is being suddenly pinned. Not in a way that hurts, but in a way that makes him feel caught off guard and deliciously out of control. You don't have to be stronger than him. You just need the right intention. It can be as simple as pushing him gently onto the bed, getting on top, or even holding down his wrists. Not too hard, just firm enough. It's not about muscle. It's about meaning. It's about showing that in this moment, you are the one guiding everything. You're setting the pace, making the choices, and letting him feel what it's like to be completely claimed by your desire. And here's where the real magic happens. Once you've got him pinned, even just for a moment, lean in slowly. Let the air thicken between your mouth and his ear. Don't rush. Keep the tension alive, and then whisper something that hits him deep, something playful, something daring. Maybe even a little naughty, depending on your vibe together. The power isn't just in the words. It's in how you deliver them. It's your warm breath on his skin, the softness in your voice, the fire in your eyes that silently says, "You're mine right now. I'm not here to ask. I'm here to give you an experience." This kind of rough doesn't leave marks on the skin. It leaves a memory in his mind. It's mental, it's instinctive. It bypasses all his usual thinking and lets him drop into the feeling of being wildly wanted, fully taken. Men crave this raw truth in bed, even if they don't say it. They don't just want to be performers. They want to let go, to feel like you're the one running the show and they're just holding on for the ride. Here's what people often miss. When a man feels safe enough to surrender like this, when he senses that you're still tuned into his energy, still grounded and aware, that's when he becomes even more emotionally open. Yes, even during rough moments. Because rough doesn't mean careless, it means intentional, focused, full of fire, but wrapped in trust. It's intense energy mixed with connection. So next time, don't wait for him to make the first move. Take the lead. Pin him. Own him. Whisper something in his ear that shakes his whole body. That surprise, followed by purpose, followed by your voice, that's not just sexy. That's unforgettable. Now let's talk about another powerful move, the hair grab and slow drag. There's something deeply animalistic about hair, not just the way it feels, but the way it signals passion, hunger, and control. One of the most overlooked but deeply intense rough sex moves is when you take hold of his hair, firmly but thoughtfully, and use it to guide the moment. Most women are used to having their hair pulled, but when you flip the script, when you grab his hair, even softly at the base, while kissing him or riding him, you create a shift in power that he rarely experiences. It's not about pain, it's about sensation. It's about saying without words, I have to hold on to something. That kind of desire, it's addictive to a man. It pulls him into a mental movie. He's not just there in the moment, he's watching it happen in his mind as it unfolds, already knowing this is something he'll think about over and over again. You don't have to be harsh. The magic is in the drag. Once you've gripped his hair, during a kiss or while you're on top, pull his head back gently, just enough to tilt his face or expose his neck. Lock eyes with him, and then pause. That pause is everything. That moment of stillness makes him freeze in anticipation. You become the one building the scene, and he's fully captured by it. Then follow it up with something soft. Your tongue on his neck, your lips brushing his collarbone, your nails running slowly down his chest. That contrast between firm grip and soft touch, it throws his brain into overdrive. He doesn't just feel it, he remembers it. You've made him feel wanted and vulnerable at the same time. And that feeling, it's rare, and it drives him crazy. This isn't just about turning him on physically. It's about waking up the side of him that wants to be handled. When you grab his hair, you're not just touching him. You're showing him that you're confident, that you know how to make him feel something deep and surprising. That kind of experience doesn't fade. It becomes a memory he keeps going back to, not just because of how it felt, but because of how it made him feel like he belonged to someone, at least for that moment. So next time, don't just run your fingers through his hair, take hold. Show him your desire doesn't whisper, it commands. And trust me, that moment will stay with him long after the night is over. Now on to a third move, the hip grab and deep grind. There's a moment in intimacy where it's not just about bodies touching, it's about communication without words. One of the most intense moves a man secretly dreams of is when you control the rhythm. I'm talking about that slow, deep, steady grind, led by your hips, powered by the way you grab his sides, or dig your fingers into his waist to keep him right where you want him. This isn't about fast movement, it's not about rushing, it's about depth, pressure, and taking your time. When you grip his hips and keep him still while your body does the talking, he feels something way more powerful than just sex. He feels owned. Your hands around his waist, pulling him closer, holding him there while you move with purpose. It lights a fire in his mind, because he's not used to being the one held in place, but he wants it. He wants to feel your need for him. He wants to feel your hips moving like you're chasing your own pleasure, like you're not performing for him, but taking what you need. And that grind, that slow, firm movement, it doesn't just get to him physically, it messes with his head in the best way. Because now he's not just having sex, He's being used, adored, and consumed by you. It's that energy of, you're mine right now, and I'm going to enjoy every second of you. That's power. That's passion. And most importantly, it's real. When a man sees that you're not moving for him, but for yourself, when he feels the way your body takes charge, confident and full of purpose, it flips a switch in him. He's not watching something fake. He's inside something honest, raw, unforgettable. This move is rough, not because it's violent, but because it's deep, intense, and powerful. It shows that you're not just sharing the moment, you're owning it. And that makes all the difference. It leaves him breathless. It shifts the energy. It changes the usual pattern. And it shows him you're not scared to make him feel just as open, just as wanted, just as caught up as you often feel. So next time you're in that moment, don't be shy about grabbing his hips. Don't hold back when you want to slow things down and move with deep, steady rhythm. Let him feel all of you. Let him know you're not only there to please, you're there to take the lead. And believe me, that one bold move will have him thinking about you for days, maybe even weeks, because from now on, whenever he remembers you, he'll think about how you made him feel, completely taken. The sudden moment when you straddle him and lock eyes, there's something incredibly powerful about being unpredictable. Not chaotic, just unexpected in the best possible way. That's what happens when you get on top of him. Not slowly, not asking for permission, but with strong, confident energy. A quick move where you take your place like you belong there, followed by a deep, steady gaze that says you're not going anywhere. This isn't about control just for the sake of it. It's about showing, with your actions, that you understand your own power. When you climb onto a man without hesitation, especially when he doesn't see it coming, you break the pattern in a way that demands his focus. His breath catches, his heart beats faster, and you can almost see the shift in his expression, that look that says, she just changed the game. Keep the eye contact, not playful, not shy, but strong, deep, and full of desire. Look at him like you're studying every reaction, like you're fully there, completely tuned in. And that does more than just turn him on, it disarms him. Because eye contact during sex, or even right before, isn't about just what you see, it's about emotional tension and deep connection. When you hold his eyes, you're not just touching his body, you're reaching his mind. And let's be honest, most men are used to sex being about motion, about friction, about things speeding up. But when you sit on him, lean in close and pause. When you don't move right away, but instead give him the full weight of your body and the strength of your stare, you build a kind of anticipation that's almost too much to take. It's like a pause in a sentence, the kind where everything stops and waits. He's wondering what you'll do next. He's already caught in the moment, and that's exactly where you want him. Because it's in that space where your bodies and emotions meet that real desire grows. It's not just about how your body feels to him. It's about how it feels to be truly seen by you, deeply wanted by you, completely drawn in by your presence before you've even made a move. You become the fantasy, not because of some wild trick, but because you knew how to hold the moment with confidence and purpose. Men don't always say it, but they crave that feeling of giving up control, that shift in energy when a woman takes charge, not to put on a show, but to claim her space. That sudden straddle, paired with that powerful eye contact, does exactly that. It turns an intimate moment into something unforgettable. A memory that replays in his mind, over and over. Something that lingers when he's alone, wondering how you made him feel. So open and so desired at the same time. So next time you want to really get in his head, don't wait for him to lead. Take the lead yourself. Lock into his gaze. Show him what it looks like when you choose to be unforgettable. Here's something every woman should understand. Sometimes not giving him what he wants right away is exactly what makes him want it even more. And this final move is all about knowing the power of holding back. Not rejection, not shutting down, but the smart use of pause. The skill of making him want you so much he nearly begs for the next step. The move is simple, but incredibly effective. You bring him close, physically, emotionally, sexually. You build the tension, you touch him, you tease him, you kiss him, you say things that light his whole body on fire. And just when he thinks he's about to get all of you, you pull away. You stop, you slow everything down, you look him in the eye with that playful spark and say something like, "Not yet." In that moment, you've created something rare, a space between wanting and getting. And that gap, that's where fantasy lives. That's where obsession starts. That's where his mind starts spinning with thoughts of you, how much he wants you, how deep his need is for your touch, your voice, your energy. Because the truth is, men are used to a build-up that ends the same way every time. They expect a straight line, arousal, touch, climax. But you're not just any woman. You don't follow the script. You create your own story. When you give him that rising heat and then hit pause, you shock him in the best way. You don't just make him excited, you make him hooked. And it's not about playing games or being cold. It's about adjusting the rhythm, turning things up, then down, so that when things finally move forward, it feels like he's been set free from the sweetest kind of pressure. You're not just having sex, you're conducting a full experience. Every time you hold back, every time you wait just a bit longer, the release when it comes is even more powerful. What men really want is a woman who knows her own desire, who doesn't hand everything over too fast, but gives just enough to leave him wanting more. It's not about making him work for it out of duty. It's about making him chase it because he can't help himself. Because once a man knows what it's like to be on that edge with you, nothing else compares. The real magic in this kind of denial is that it sends a message. I don't give this to just anyone. I choose how far we go and when. And that kind of control, that's magnetic. That's unforgettable. That's what turns a moment into a memory that echoes in his body for days, weeks, even years. So next time you're with him, don't be afraid to hold back a little. Touch his face, look straight into his eyes, let him feel the ache of wanting you just a little longer. That small delay will make the surrender even sweeter, and you'll be the one he keeps thinking about long after the moment has passed. Here's the real truth. Sex isn't just about what you physically do. It's about the energy you bring into the space. These intense moves aren't about pretending to be someone else. They're about waking up the powerful, passionate, playful parts of you that are already there and letting them show up with full confidence. Because when you carry that kind of bold energy, when you know when to take over, when to slow things down, when to push, and when to pause, you unlock something deep in him. You're not just someone he slept with. You become an unforgettable experience, a memory that stays, a moment that triggered a deep craving. If you love this message, hit the like button, subscribe for more real talk on love and connection, and leave a comment sharing which part hit you hardest or which move you're most curious to try. I want to hear your stories, your aha moments, your spark. And always remember, confidence isn't about having all the answers. It's about knowing your value, even in your most vulnerable moments. So go out there, be bold, be unforgettable, and let him be the one left wondering how he ever lived without the way you make him feel. Men don't crave perfection. What they crave is something real, depth, surprise, connection that touches both their body and their mind. So don't be afraid to take a chance. Be the one who whispers something soft that drives him wild. Be the one who locks eyes and doesn't look away. Be the one who pushes him back with a grin that says, "You're mine tonight." And if you're wondering, can I really do this? The answer is, you already can. You don't have to be louder. You don't need to change who you are. You just have to stop hiding the parts of you that already know how to connect deeply and sensually. Try just one of these moves the next time you're with him. Just one. And see how he reacts. Not just with his body, but with his eyes, with his voice, with the way he starts paying attention to your every move. That's when you'll know you've tapped into something more than just lust. You've sparked something unforgettable.